Michael Jackson's Searching for Neverland, a 2017 movie loosely based around the final years of Michael Jackson and a story told through the eyes of two personal bodyguards of Michael through 2006 to 2009, being Bill Whitfield and Javon Beard. And let me say, this is a very eye-opening movie, even though it is loosely based. So there's some things in here that were definitely inaccurate, but I think there were also things in here that were very accurate. But let's go over the movie and give my biggest takeaways and what I thought. First of all, my first thoughts about the movie was how much Michael was treated like president, like how much he was protected and how important everybody felt it was to protect Michael, whether it was from media, whether it was from stalkers, certain fans. It's crazy how much Michael was truly treated as like a top flight, like almost president. Like I said before, like it's just crazy to watch. But as I said, the movie is mostly told through the eyes of the two personal bodyguards, Bill and Javon, and Bill and Javon are being asked questions. I believe it's some type of deposition after Michael passes, and they basically are telling their story of what they lived through and what they saw and witnessed as they protected Michael in his final years. And to go through the whole story of how they meet him, and Bill, when he first meets Michael, like the first thing he says, I can trust you, right? Like that he asked everybody that, like, I can trust you, right? Looks right to his eyes. He was like, yeah, Mike, you can trust me, yeah. Wait, this is the very first thing he says when he meets people, like, I can trust you, right? Which Michael needs to know that, because you're going to be around his kids, going to be around him, and his damn near his life is in your hands. So I definitely understand that. So you have Bill, who's like the lead security guy, and then he brings on his man's Javon, who, first of all, was hilarious. And Javon comes around in his Sunday's best Easter suit, like a tan. You remember the suit that Obama wore? I want to say in his second term, and all the like conservatives got pissed off that Obama had a tan suit. You remember that? It was kind of close to that. Like, it was like, bruh, the person that played Michael was like, oh, nice suit. Yeah, you look real good. Look at that Bill, like, come on, get your mans. Like, what you doing, dog? Like, you're going to draw attention to us. Like, come on, dog. By the way, the person that played Michael played him to perfection. Outside of a few dance moves, played him to perfection. I thought he was really, really good. I believe he was at some point like a double for Michael in certain ways in real life. But yeah, he played him to perfection. And the voice, the mannerisms. I really love the actor that played Michael in this movie. Unlike Flex Alexander some years back, but again, he was set up to fail anyway. But yeah, I just want to put it out how much I love the actor that played this role, in the wardrobe and everybody, like the hair, everything was on point. They really did a great job with this. But yeah, throughout the movie, they show the bodyguards going through like fan mail. Some of the mail was good, some of the mail was bad, and really showing how much work it takes to protect someone at the level of celebrity like Michael. There was this one point in the movie where Michael wanted to go to the mall with his kids, and I'm like, Michael, what are you thinking? Like, so Michael tries to go to the mall with his kids, and of course his kids got on masks and things of that nature and play little games with his kids. They'd be like, okay, it's mask time. Okay, guys, you know? And again, even though we saw a little bit of it during the, what was that, Living with Michael Jackson documentary, we got to see it a little bit. You can tell how much Michael really cared for his kids and how much he really wanted to protect them and how much he cared about manners and them being polite and everything. Blanket, meanwhile, the little one, it was all over the place, which is funny. That's probably true. But yeah, so they try to go to the mall, and so for some reason, Michael thought he could go through a mall, and nobody was gonna do anything. Like they just was gonna say hi and move on with their lives, like it's not Michael Jackson. Which, by the way, Michael would have been just coming back to the U.S. after being gone for some time after the trial. So he's been gone for a minute from the public eye, and definitely hasn't been in the States for some time. So this is the first time he's really being seen and even known that he's back in the States. And he thought he could go through a mall and nobody was gonna do anything. I'm like, what are you doing? Again, I don't know if this is a real story, but if it's true, I'm like, bro, like, huh? Like, he didn't put a mask on or nothing. Like, he just walked through the mall. They're like, hi, I love you. Hi, I love you. It's like, you Michael Jackson, like, you know how this goes, right? Of course, there's a big mob. Now, Michael's concerned for his kids. Like, I can't see my kids. And so now they gotta hurry out of there. Daniel like a stampede, like a Lion King. Like, man, it's just crazy. Like, him and his kids could not live normal lives. They could not go anywhere without a big mob of people going after them, which most of it is out of love, but still, like, damn, that's kind of crazy. But yeah, so basically they're kind of in their own type of prison. And then because of the trial and everything that happened, a lot of so-called friends and family of Mike never are around. They show Christmas, and then I believe Paris's birthday party. Nobody shows up outside of the mama. Like, nobody's around his so-called friends. And it's very sad. Michael tries to make the best of it, but yeah, nobody wants to come around anymore, right? Because they're probably afraid of how they'll be looked at in the public eye, or maybe they really believe that Michael maybe did some of the stuff that was being accused of. I don't know. But yeah, they made an emphasis to point out how many people that was supposed to be so-called friends never showed up for him, never was there for him. So that was really sad to see, especially for the kids. And the kids kept asking throughout the movie, like, when are we going back to Neverland? When are we going back to Neverland? And Michael's like, we can't go back. Like, we can't go back. Like, that place is written with demon spirits. So I forget what he said. It was something to that effect. Like, we can't go back there. And so, yeah, that was just, like, kind of sad to see. And then what was intriguing is to see one day Papa Joe pulled up to the house that Michael was living in at the time, or renting out. And Papa Joe tried to get in, and security was like, nah, we can't do that, bruh. And Papa Joe, like, what are you talking about? Which, by the way, the person that played Papa Joe was Richard Dawson, which is one of my favorite actors. And he also was actually, I believe, was dating Beyonce's mama, Tina. So that's an intriguing little nugget, just to give it to y'all. I don't think they're still together anymore. But anyway, yeah, so Papa Joe tries to come along, his nice little fedora and suit. And security's like, nah, you can't come through. Like, security tried to tell Michael, yeah, your father here. He's like, he's reading a newspaper. And he's like, does he have an appointment? Like, nah. He's like, tell him to make an appointment. I'm busy right now. While he's reading the newspaper. So, I'm just saying. So, that was funny. And Papa Joe, of course, like, goes off like, that's my son. Like, what you talking about? Like, I built this. Like, what you mean? And so then they show Elizabeth Taylor's birthday party. Michael's getting ready for that, which, by the way, if he would have wore that suit, it was like a white suit with a black band, and it was looking smooth, like a smooth criminal, boy. You want to go to Elizabeth Taylor's party, but before he could leave, somebody's trying to ram through the gate, and it's like, yo, what's going on? Security's like, oh, hold down, Michael, get into the house, duck low, hold on. And so the person eventually, with their car, rams through the gate, and Bill was almost about to light his ass up. He's about to light him up. Like, yo, you take one more step, it's over for you. It's curtains, I tell you, curtains. And Boy was like, man, chill, I'm Randy. Like, Randy? man, what you doing going through this man's gate? Like, what's happening? He's like, he owe me money. Like, I need my money. Like, what you talking about? I need my money. I'm like, damn, Randy. It's like that though, bruh. Like, he gotta ram through his gate. Now, again, I don't know if it's a true story or not. But like, damn, like, you gotta ram through my gate and everything, bro. Like, you wildin', dog. So, Michael had to call Michael had to get Papa Joe on the line, you know, so they calmed down Randy. So it shows as much as he didn't rock with his pops was still the true leader of the family. And if anybody could get Randy to calm down, it was Papa Joe. So, but that was crazy to see. I was like, damn, Randy, you wilding in these streets, dog. I can't believe, like, I really wonder if that story is true, bro. But, yeah, again, it goes over how much the kids can't really have a normal life, but it's kind of crazy to think that Michael couldn't, like, go to the playground, things of that nature, but at least he got to perform and be out in the world. But his kids can't even really do that. Like, they really can't. They're really living the same lives as their father. They're really crazy. You don't really think about it until you watch something like this. To like his kids kind of being punished for being the celebrity of Michael Jackson, which is nothing that they did, but it's just they're kind of being punished for it, which is kind of crazy. But Michael tries his best. He tried to get them to go out at times, go to the movies. Michael and his goddamn hot sauce, put hot sauce on popcorn and stuff. Got ribs and chicken and stuff. Like, yo, Michael get us hell, boy. That's that Gary, Indiana for your ass, boy. But nah, that was funny to watch. Michael putting hot sauce and everything, bringing it like the bodyguard was like, man, people won't talk about Michael not being black. Yo, that's the blackest thing I ever seen. Like, bring your old snacks. Which, by the way, I think one time I brought in a whole McDonald's meal into a movie theater. Don't ask me how I did that. It just happened. I couldn't get the drink though, so I had to like get the fries. I don't know how I freaked it, but I got the fries, like tucked in the fries and had the same. Anyway, not about me. But yeah, like it's like this is Charlie Chaplin, okay? Gene Kelly, like this is my favorite guy ever. So it was really cool seeing the kids watch him. It was like, man, that's dope. But then as soon as they get out, even though security was like, everything clear. It was like, well, everything clear. As soon as they get out, right? Slew of paparazzi come out. So I don't know how these people like are finding out where Michael is unless like everybody outside security is tipping them off. So they get out to the movies. Paparazzi trying to chase them. They're rushing the kids into the car, and then one of the paparazzi guys is able to actually take a picture of one of the Michael's kids. So now one of the security people, Javon, got to chase down the guy, take the camera, winds up getting sued for taking the camera. It's just like all kinds of crazy stuff, man. Like people just looked at Michael as a goddamn ATM sign, like, or ATM, like it's crazy. Like instead of just appreciating Michael for his art and his music and what he gave to the world, everybody's looking to see how can they profit off of him. It's like, god dang, it's just crazy to really see that. And also, you know, you realize how much Michael truly was a single father. He was really doing it, even though he had the nannies and, you know, maybe certain handlers, but Michael was really doing it on his own. He was raising these three kids on his own, right? And it's just like, wow, man, Michael's really doing it, man. And, you know, he's singing Smile to him at the end, which I thought, I don't know if that was a real singing or not, but the person that played him, again, if that was him singing it, he did a really good job of getting his voice, like the tremble in Michael's voice that he had in later years. But like, man, and it made me really think of the kids and how much I feel for the kids because, you know, they didn't get to really live with their dad. I think the oldest one, I don't think had to be no more than maybe like 10. So it's like, damn, man, y'all deserve to have your father around longer. But yeah, just to see how gentle he was with his kids, how much he loved his kids. It's like, damn, man, I really feel for them. But then we have to get to what really was going on through the final years, and that is him being in debt and one of his managers, or his manager, I believe it was Ramon, kept trying to pressure him into doing a Vegas show. Gotta do this Vegas show. And it got to a point to where Michael was so much in debt. He's like, all right. But then he was looking at the contract and he's like, man, they want me to do 5 days a week. Like, I can't do no 5 days a week. Like, I'm Michael Jackson. Like, they expect me to have a show of all shows, man. I can't do 5 days a week. It's going to kill me, Bill. It's going to kill me. It's like, damn. And that's probably what really was going on. Like, man, they was really trying to work my man's Michael, man, like a goddamn slave. Like, they really were trying to do that because they're trying to get every ounce of money they can out of him. It's like, damn. So he has the ability to do the Las Vegas show, but decides not to do it. And of course, Ramon was like, well, you're in debt, Michael. What you want us to do? I mean, you can sell your catalog. And Michael's like, I'm not going to sell my catalog. You crazy? Right? He goes crazy. And he's in a car with Bill. He's like, I'm sorry, Bill, for going crazy. He breaks his phone and everything. He's like, I'm sorry, Bill. Play my song. And it winds up being My Prerogative, which I absolutely believe that probably is Michael's favorite song. And that's my prerogative. They say I'm crazy. They really don't care. It's my prerogative. Like, yo, go, Mike, let's go. Like, yo, I could definitely see that being Michael's song. But yeah, like Michael, man, he's really heavy in debt with all the legal fees, with people constantly suing him. The trial that he went through. He probably lost a lot of deals after that. So, and a lot of family he probably took care of. So, and he lives a very lavish lifestyle. So, like, Michael was going through a lot during his final years. So much so that even his personal security, went 5 months without getting paid. I'm like, 5 months? Like, 5 months? Like, damn. And then you see how it affects. Trying to just protect Mike affects the lives of the people that's protecting him. They're not being around their kids. The kids are getting jealous and feeling like they're getting abandoned. Meanwhile, the security got to be around him damn near 24/7, and they're not getting paid. And then the girlfriends, baby mamas getting mad. Like, just all kinds of stuff going on, man. All to protect Michael because, just the world can be an evil place. So he needs protection. But yeah, it's wild. But then Michael's like, we need a home because he kept telling his kids we can't go back to Neverland. So Michael's searching for this new home for him and his kids. Winds up finding this $55 million mansion, $55 million, with all kinds of trees. Like, you climb trees? No, he didn't say that, but it's like, I wanted low-key wanted him to say, do you climb trees? He didn't say that, though, to the realtor. But, like Michael, you looking for a $55 million house with what money, Mike? Like, but nah, it's like, oh, it's wonderful. It's Wonderland. I'm like, Michael. So he got this he buys this new house called Wonderland, or he's looking to buy it. But yeah, his kids, like, his kids kept asking, when can we go home? Because he kept jumping around from house to house and had to go to friends' houses and stuff. It was just sad. But speaking of the kids, this is where, again, we know that the movie was loosely based off of facts, because one of Michael's kids, Paris, gets sick in the movie, and Bill has to call a personal physician to help Paris get better, and it winds up being Conrad Murray, which we know that's not true, because Conrad Murray was involved in being a personal physician to Michael during the AEG days when Michael was getting ready to go on the This Is It tour. So yeah, the timeline's a little bit messed up, and some of the facts are swerved, and it's for movie purposes, obviously. But yeah, it's just like, okay. But yeah, just to see him, because I saw as soon as I saw him, I was like, oh, this is supposed to be Conrad. Like, I was just like, ugh. But yeah, but it also shows how much the personal security really got attached to Michael, which they were like, that's something that you're not supposed to do as security. You're not supposed to get attached to your client, but we did. It's Michael. Like, he treats us like family. He treats us with love and everything. And so they were really getting attached, both Javon and Bill, to Michael and the kids as well. And it got to a point to where they were really working on how to get the kids to at least have some fun, get out of the house instead of being in prison. And this one scene was very heart-wrenching. It's a pool scene to where they get to rent out like this pool. Michael and the kids and even the security guards get to chill. And Michael's, on his iPod, whatever, listening to Bobby Brown. And he's looks a little bit loopy. And so he's chilling, kids in the water, having fun. And he sees this camera that is actually unplugged, but he thinks that is on because he's very, very paranoid by this particular point. And he goes to the camera, takes it out like, stop watching us. I'm protecting my kids. I would never do anything to kids. Like, he just freaks out. Like, he's freaking out. I don't want any pictures of my kids. Bill. Like, and he cuts his hand and everything. Like, it was just crazy to see Michael freak out. Like, for a split second. I thought that was really Michael. Like, for a split second, I'm like, damn. He's really acting his ass off here. But yeah, it's like, even though I don't know if the story is 100% true, but it probably showed you how paranoid Michael was, that he felt like he could go anywhere, do anything without people trying to take pictures of him, exploit him, and how much it really bothered him. Not only that people truly thought that he was this monster that would harm a child, but the fact that people are going after his children to make money and do these different things, like how much it truly bothered him. So that was like very sad to see. But also kind of alluded to potentially by that point that Michael might not have been all the way there, that he might have maybe been on some things and never said exactly what it was. But because the bodyguards probably didn't even know. But it was a thing to where Michael, might have been on some things by that particular point. But then we get to the part to where he's trying to shop like he usually does. It's Christmas time. He's trying to shop. So you know how Michael get down. I want that one, and that one, and that one. Yeah, I want that one too, Bill. Yeah, this is for parents. Ooh, I like this. Get that one. Yeah, blanket will like this. Like, you know how Michael get down. They go to the register and nothing's going through. It's like, ugh. Like, the funny part, I don't know if it's meant to be as funny as it was, but at the register, they probably put the card through and it's like, yeah, it's not authorized. And so security guard goes to Michael, is like, hey, Mike, this is not authorized, Mike. And Michael's like, I give you the authorization to use the card. I almost fell off. Security was like, yeah, it's not authorized, Mike. It's like, no, Bill, I gave you the authorization to use the card. Like, yo, I'm crying. And so Michael basically gets his security to call one of his managers at 4 a.m. because he was in London at the time. And his manager was in the States. He had to get one of his managers to pay for the gifts for his children for Christmas. So at this particular point, Michael knew he was down bad. He even said that, I already signed a deal. We're going to sign a deal of 10 dates. I'm going to do a final tour, and this is it, Bill. All debt-free. We're going to be fine after this. Because, again, the security and everybody was feeling the pressure of going months without getting paid and all these different things. And it was just a lot going on. And so we're getting there to the end of the movie, and Michael gets rid of his manager, Ramon, and gets his new guy to come in, and it basically get this like Fruit of Islam security detail that are super duper duper protected of Mike, to where now Bill and Javon can't even really interact with Michael, and basically just push them out for real. And it's just sad to see like how you, like, even that small little thing, you can see how people are really working to try to separate Michael from his close personal family and friends, that people that really care for him, like how like it's weird to see like how people really worked to try to do that. And so the new security that were protecting Mike kind of pushed Mike out, pushed Bill and Javon out. And not too long after that, it's found out Michael passed, and Michael had like one last conversation with Bill. Again, it's probably for the movie, but Michael again expressing how much this tour will finally get him out of debt, and Bill asking him, "Are you excited to get back on stage?" He's like, Michael's like, it's like Michael clearly did not want to do that tour. Like we all knew, we know that is a fact. He did not want to do that tour. Like, and the reason he probably wanted to do the tour was for his fans, but that's it. But yeah, and eventually Michael passes, and Bill and Javon feel guilty. They feel like they could have done more if they were around him. They could have protected him. But at the end of the day, what's going to happen is going to happen, man. And you know, it was great acting by the actor that played Bill, also, by the way, and Javon. It's just all the way around, everybody did such a great job. But again, I know it's loosely based, it's not all the way factual, but just to get a glimpse of what Michael was going through in his final years, it's really kind of crazy, because you don't think that the king of pop, the greatest entertainer to ever live, that damn near I think was a billionaire, was really broke, and he was kind of homeless too, to an extent. And it's like, wow, you just would never think, but you never know what someone's going through. You just never know. So it's really eye-opening. Even if it was just an ounce of what Michael was going through, it's really a sight to behold. So there's a very good movie. It wasn't something to where they were trying to paint Michael in a certain light. Like it felt like something out of truly, something out of love, and something out of just showing how kind and how caring Michael was, but also how paranoid and how much he was going through at the time. So I really like this movie. I really like how it was done. And yeah, you can go check out my full watch along on Patreon. Patreon.com/HeySoundwaves, links below. But yeah, great movie. Definitely go check it out. If you don't want to get my Patreon, definitely go check it out yourself. But yeah, like, comment, subscribe, share all the things are the things. But even Michael, love you, but you ain't gotta go home. You gotta get to stepping. Peace.
I don't need permission, make my own decisions. That's my prerogative. They say I'm crazy, I really don't care. Sing! That's my prerogative. They say I'm nasty, but I don't give a damn.
Yeah.
Did you tell me this was over? There ain't no use talking it over. Yeah, or can you try to tell me sooner?